And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Third and 2, Rodgers. Looking out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. One drive in, and he's already in line for that ice bath. Took a couple of early hits. It looks like it's affecting his ability to deliver that football.
Yeah, and I'll let you know a little secret here, Kate. Those defenses, once they get to the quarterback, they usually don't stop.
All right, here's one of our game's first big risks. The offense lining up to go for it on their own side.
319.
Going for it with Warren. He's got it. That's going to be a first and more. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him a first on fourth down.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
They've got first down here from the 36.
319. 50.
Now here's Rodgers. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it's going to be second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Free play here. Let's see what he does. And this is knocked away on a good defensive effort there. That saves the catch, but I think this call should still give the offense some yards. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. After a man jumps, they come up 2nd and 5 to go. They'll run here following the penalty. They'll scrape together a few yards, but not much. Third down coming up.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Ooh, missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's fourth down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
All right, they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive.
58. Number 50. Hey, you block over here. 319.
Trying an inside give to Warren. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yeah, yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. To return, here's Raheem Mostert. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
Not been a whole lot of careers quite like Geno's. The miraculous second act of his career in 2022 is now old news. And I think it's because of a stubbornness, a stick-to-itiveness, and a competitiveness that you have.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Blitz coming for Smith. And the steel curtain just too much. He's taken down. And the sack forces a now tougher third down.
7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Hey, here we go. Hey.
Third and long for him here. He puts some air under it, deep down the left. His first throw is an interception! Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number one. And number two, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
They'll start on the ground here with Warren. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Play action here with Rodgers. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So now it's gonna be 3rd and long.
Third down and 8 yards to go.
3rd and long, they're gonna throw. Ooh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down.
Kate, I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up, but that can sure help to get yourself off the field with that 3rd down stop.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the Raiders' offense. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. First play is going to be a give to Jency. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Rolling left side, Bowers has it. And he won't have any room after that quick pass. Well covered by the defense. That play loses yards.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed, when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, his big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage. An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going, and that incompletion won't help.
Takes it in at the 21. And the end of that return, Brock, also brings us to the end of our first quarter. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They'll take over here following that punt to end the first. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down.
Jeremy Chin on the coverage.
Rodgers will look to throw. It's a screen play to Warren. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Now Rodgers on his 3rd and short. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The only move this offense is making is toward the line, Brock. They're going for it, 4th and 3. They'll go for it. Rodgers. He connects downfield. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. That's going to be a 20-yard hit on 4th down, Brock. That keeps this drive moving. First down from the 42.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Rodgers. Taking a shot deep here. This is caught inside the 15. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And the Steelers have a first down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Warren running between the tackles. Oh, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
18.
Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. Escapes the pocket. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Steelers pull out in front further, 13-zip. Aaron Rodgers with the touchdown. And this distance, a very dangerous player on any pass play because, Brock, as he's scanning the field to throw for the end zone, he's looking for an avenue to run it to.
Kate, this is exactly why it's never been harder to play defense in the NFL. The precision and the execution in the passing game, the efficiency has never been better. But then when you do cover it up, you got guys like this who can scramble and make you pay with their legs.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers double their lead to 14.
Steelers 14. Raiders nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Dylan Laube on the return. Escapes the defender. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. The Raiders have their offense back out there. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet. Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
This is Genty on second. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Now Smith taking off with it. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That was Asante Samuel Jr. there on the tackle. So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Zone read, they'll give it to Genty. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders make it a one-score game in the first half. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT.
Daniel Carlson on for the point after.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Raiders 7.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Kenneth Gainwell now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The Steelers and Jaylen Warren headed back out there offensively. And all that's needed here, Brock, is some repeat execution from that last series. Of course, gotta expect the defense has made some adjustments after giving up that touchdown.
And that is the beauty of this game we love so much. Those back and forth adjustments on the sidelines. And can this offense do what it did a drive ago? And that is stay one play ahead of their defensive foes.
And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Landon Roberts coming over for the hit.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
It'll be 2nd and 7 on the other side. We've reached our 2-minute warning. The Steelers leading the way here in Acrisure. 2nd down now. They need 7. Play fake. Here's Rodgers. He beams one deep right side. Well, a little bit of big completion, Brock, if not for that meddling defender who knocked it away. That sets up third down.
Complete. Brings up third down and 7.
To the air on third and long. Raiders close it in, and down he goes. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Corliss will wait mid, on to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Raiders and running back Ashton Jeanty headed back out there. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Steelers bringing pressure. No place to go. Down he goes. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. This might be a free play for him. And it's a sack. They got there to take him down, but there was a reason for that. So he got a flag down. I think that's going to nullify the play. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. So following the penalty, here comes 2nd and 9. Smith to the air now. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. He's right up next to that first down. Doesn't quite get there. Gain of 9. That brings up 3rd and short. The Steelers calling their first timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. They send a man in motion. Smith on 3rd and short. That's complete. Here's Thornton. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Smith on 1st down. This is Cox. That's Bowers working downfield. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders earn the chance to tie before halftime. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders tie things up at 14. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Johnson now on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Steelers taking over on offense with halftime rapidly approaching. And they can try to move this into field goal range, Brock, if they so choose. 55 seconds left. Couldn't find a completion on 1st down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Rodgers thrown again on 2nd. Forced out to his right. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. And that offense isn't budging. They're going for it. They'll throw again. Rodgers connects on the crosser. And unsurprisingly, Brock, he's not going to get the first here. Still failing to see the thinking behind that one as they turn it over on downs. They've got 1st down here from the 36. They put a receiver in motion right. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. On target to Thornton. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. Connecting on the slant. And this one doesn't go far. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
The Steelers' 23-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down.
It's third down. And 8 yards to go.
In motion right. Throwing on third, Smith. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on third down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Carlson's kick is good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Going to feel just a little bit better going into halftime anytime you score points right before the final frame. And for the kicker, well, he pays off his teammates' hard work.
So it goes for a touchback. Let's see what they decide to do with the time they've got remaining here. First and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 10. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take the lead just before halftime. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket. But sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers take a 4-point lead.
Steelers 21, Raiders 17. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Time left for... Maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Laube with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Line up the design keeper. So a one-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, Scott, thanks so much. We are back, and this one's shaping up to be an exciting one. Very close game, Brock, as we start our third quarter.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Laube with the return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Out come the Raiders. They'll have it first to begin the third quarter. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on.
Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said,
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. It'll be A.J. Cole doing the honors. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. The Steelers and wide receiver DK Metcalf set for another drive. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive.
319.
They'll start the drive with Warren. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
a run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively, because you also know it can set the table for more.
First down. Here's Rodgers. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Looking for his wide receiver there. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Play action here with Rodgers. Austin makes the grab downfield. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
First down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Oh, they faked the spike. They're going to throw. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's second down.
It leads to second and 10.
Throwing again here. It's Rodgers. And again, it's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back, and two straight incompletions. It made this third down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
And he will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers push their lead further to start the half. This was a clear passing down, Brock, and the run surprised all of us, and there it goes for a touchdown.
That's well said. Rewarded for going against the grain. Common sense analytics tell you throw it, but the surprise paid dividends.
Rodgers has his guys set, looking to tack on two to that touchdown.
The Steelers will line up for the two-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. He lays out and gets it. Wow, that gets him the 2 points.
You know, we tend to say this all the time, and I'll say it yet again, Kate. Big targets in the red zone are an enormous advantage. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, they went right to him for the conversion.
Laube with the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Shotgun give here to Genti. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts, the very minimal gain.
At the 27-yard line.
Another give here to Genti. Breaks the tackle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. All set to go now from the 35. Motion man left is Lockett. The give here to the motion man. He was descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Running from the pistol here with Genti. And a decent run gets about 4. It's going to be 3rd down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
From the gun on 3rd, it's Smith. That's caught for the 1st. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Raiders.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. And the Steelers get to it. Only a little bit of a run after he recovered the fumble, but their offense is going to be happy as they take over possession.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
On 1st down, Warren. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
Going to the ground again on 1st. That's a nice running there on that 7-yard gain. Make it 2nd down.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Looking out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. Fits it through the middle. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. The Steelers up a couple of scores and in control of the football. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone on 1st. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Brought in. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still 3rd down is short that they've got to figure out now as they pick up 9 on that previous play. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock, and hey, there's still time he could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Steelers 1st down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal.
2nd and goal at the Raiders' 5-yard line.
by Warren out of the backfield. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's 3rd and goal.
Green 18. Hey, 88.
Off play action. Here's Rodgers. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers go up by 19.
36. Raiders 17. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. He's got the squiver. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And scoring hasn't been the issue for him, Brock, but it has been impossible to hold pace with the offense on the other side of this football field.
And we know they can't get this all back in one play, but they better do it with a sense of urgency.
Isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
6 yards. It's 2nd down.
Moving quickly, trying to get set. Counter give to Genty. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders get it back to within 2 possessions. Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12.
Raiders 24.
They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now, and you don't come up with that onside kick.
Give him 13 on that play. And the Steelers have a first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
From the gun, a give to Gainwell. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts.
No gain on
Well,
the
nothing
play.
doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
At the 29-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Rodgers. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Washington.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
18. Jump out.
3rd and long for him here. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. Boswell able to knock it through. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Fields the hard squib kick. They'll bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30. The Raiders and running back Ashton Jeanty headed back out there. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown. Brock, let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. First down, Smith to throw. Finds him over the middle. Able to take this to about the 35. That's a gain of 5 on the play. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the gun, Smith. Completed over the middle. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
Raider first down. A gain of 7.
Rolling from the gun here. That's complete to the back, Ashton Jeanty. And he'll only get 3 here as we've reached the 2-minute warning. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Raiders trail by 15.
45-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up here. And again, it's Smith. It's a screen play to Jeanty. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
To throw. Trying to push deep downfield. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And the Steelers are able to take the interception up to their own 35-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
This is Warren, headed right. So call this a modest game here, Brock. About 3 yards, 2nd down coming up. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
At the 39-yard line.
Green 18! Green 18!
They'll go again with Warren. Crosses midfield, still going. And it's going to be a win for the Steelers. He gets them the first, and they can run this clock out.
It's a gain of 20.
Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now.
At the 41-yard
So 1st down from the 41.
Green 18! Number 50! Hey, you block over here! Watch your back on this play! Green 18!
They're going to pass it here. Pass this underneath to Warren. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Offense is hurrying, time running down.
That's another Steelers first down. 1st and 10.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Connects on the crosser. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Even with this lead, keeping the pedal down.
That's another Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To the air on 1st down. Rodgers. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. We'll draw it up for him. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.